Welcome to the tutorial for negative exponent laws and reciprocals. We know that the number 5 times the fraction 1/5 equals 1. So the numbers 5 and 1/5 are what we call reciprocals. Also, we know that if we look at the fraction 2/3 times 3/2, that equals 1. So again, the numbers 2/3 and 3/2 are reciprocals. Now let's make a math connection to exponent laws. If we look at 2/3 and we multiply it by 2/2, what does that give us? Well, we know that 2 to the exponent 3 is 2 times 2 times 2, and we know that 2 to the exponent 2 is 2 times 2. So if we add up all the 2's, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 2 to the 5. The other way of writing this is 2 equals the exponent 3 plus the exponent 2. That also equals 2 to the 5th. So based on what we call the product of powers law, the product of powers law, we can say that a to the m times a to the n is equal to a m plus n. And we know that a to the 0 equals 1. And that applies to any number to the exponent 0. So based on the product of powers law that we have just written up here, then I can say that 4 to the negative 3 times 4 cubed is the same as saying 4 to the negative 3 plus 3. This equals 4 to the 0, which is equal to 1. Now, since 4 to the negative 3 and 4 cubed, that's what we would call those two, these two here, are reciprocals. That means we can also write them in this way. So 4 to the negative 3 is the same as saying 1/4 cubed. And obviously if we multiplied it by 4 to the 3rd, that's the same as we saw up above. So those two are reciprocals. So if we generalize this law, which is called the exponent law, the negative exponent law, sorry. Let's fit this all in here. Negative exponent law. Then we can say that any x to the negative m is the same as saying 1 over x to the m. So again, this is our generalized law. So let's look at two examples, concrete examples here. We have negative 3/4 to the exponent negative 3. So if I look at that, I know that based on this exponent, negative exponent law, I can rewrite this as 1 over the negative 3/4 cubed. Because what I'm trying to do is make the exponent positive. And if I evaluate this now using because it's an exponent, I know it's 1 over right? I can write it as, well, 3 cubed is 27 and 4 cubed is 64. Now because it's 1 over a fraction, I know that it's actually negative 64 over 27, or the reciprocal. And that's the answer there. Now let's look at 7 to the negative 2. Well, if I look at it, I'm going to write it as 1 over 7 squared, and I know that 7 squared is 49, so it's 1 over 49. Let's have you try. Try A, negative 1.5 to the exponent negative 3, and you can use a calculator to find the full answer. Then we have 10 thirds to the exponent negative 3, and for C, 0.3 to the exponent negative 4. Pause the video and come back for the answers. Welcome back. And if you tried these, you would see that A, the answer is 1 over negative 1.5 cubed. And if you use your calculator, you should get negative 0.2962, blah, 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 blah. And there's lots of other numbers because it's a irrational expression. It keeps going. And for B, you should have gotten, because you're going to rewrite that as 3 over 10, right, cubed, which is equal to 27 over 1,000. And for C, you're going to rewrite that as 1 over 0.3 to the 4th, which is equal to, with a calculator, 123.4567, and so on.